Genesis chapter 33. Then Jacob lifted up his head and looked, and lo, Esau came coming in, and with him 400 men. So he divided the children unto Leah and unto Rachel, and unto the 2 handmaids, and put the handmaids with their children first, and Leah and her children next, and Rachel and Joseph next. But he himself passed over before them, and bowed himself to the earth 7 times, until he had come near unto his brother. Then ran Esau to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck, and they wept. Then lifted he up his eyes, and beheld the women and the children, and said, What are these to thee? And he said, The children wherewith God hath favoured thy servant. Then came near the handmaids, they and their children, and bowed themselves. Then came near Leah also with her children, and they bowed themselves. And afterward came near Joseph with Rachel, and they bowed themselves. Then said he, What to thee is all this camp, which I have fallen in with? And he had said, To find favour in the eyes of the Lord. Then said Esau, I have an abundance, my brother, be thine what thou hast. Then said Jacob, Nay, I pray thee, if I pray thee, I have found favour in thine eyes, then thou wilt take my present at my hand. For on this account hath my seeing thy face been like seeing the face of God, in that thou wast well pleased with me. Take, I pray thee, my blessing, which hath been brought in to thee, because God hath shewed me favour, and because I have everything. So he was urgent with him, and he took it. Then he said, Let us break up and go, and let me go on before thee. And he said unto him, My Lord is taking note that the children are tender, and the flocks and the herds are giving suck with them. And should I overdrive them a single day, then would all the flocks die. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servant, and let me lead on in my own easy way, and at the pace of the cattle that are before me, and at the pace of the children, until that I came in unto my Lord toward Seir. Then said Esau, Let me leave, I pray thee, along with thee, some of the people who are with thee. And he said, Why so? Let me find favour in the eyes of my Lord. So Esau returned that day to his journey towards Mount Seir. But Jacob brake up towards Succoth, and built for himself a house for his cattle, made he places of shelter, for which cause the name of the place was called Succoth. And Jacob came in peace in the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan. When he came in from Padaram, he encamped before the city, and he brought the portion of the field where he had spread out his tent, at the land of the sons of Hamor, father of Shechem, for 100 kissetas. And he set up there an altar, and called it El Elohe Azrael. This is the word of God. Genesis chapter 34. Then went forth Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Jacob, to see the daughters of the land. And Shechem, son of Hamor the Hivite, prince of the land, saw her. So he took her, and lay with her, and humbled her. And his soul clave on to Dinah, daughter of Jacob, and he loved the young woman, and spake to the heart of the young woman. Then spake Shechem unto Hamor his father, saying, Take me this girl to wife. Now Jacob had heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter, but his sons happened to be with his cattle in the field, so Jacob kept quiet until they came in. Then came forth Hamor, father of Shechem, until Jacob, to speak with him. Now the sons of Jacob came in from the field as soon as they had heard, and the men were grieved, and it was vexing to them exceedingly. For a disgraceful deed had been done with Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, seeing that so it should not be done. So then Hamor spake with them, saying, As for Shechem my son, his soul hath become attached to your daughter. I pray you give her to him, to wife. And exchange ye daughters with us in marriage. Your daughters shall ye give to us, and our daughters shall you take to you. And with us stroll ye dwell, and the land shall be before you tarry, and go through it, and get possessions therein. Then said Shechem unto her father, and unto the brethren Let me find favor in your eyes, and whatsoever ye may say unto me will I give. Heap on me exceedingly dowry and gift, and I will give, just as ye may say unto me. But give me the young woman to wife. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father deceitfully, and spake, because he had defiled Dinah their sister, and said unto them, We cannot do this thing, to give our sister to a man that is uncircumcised, for a reproach it would be to us. Only herein can we consent to you, if ye will become like us by circumcising to you every male. Then will we give our daughters to you, and your daughters will take to us, and we will dwell with you, and become one people. But if you will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then will we take our daughters and be gone. And their words looked fair in the eyes of Hamor, and in the eyes of Shechem, Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter. He, moreover, being more honorable than all the house of his father. So Hamor entered with Shechem, his son, into the gate of the city, and they spake unto the men of the city, saying, As for these men in peace, they are with us. Let them therefore dwell in the land, and go through it. For the land, lo, it is roomy on both hands before them. Their daughters let us take to us for wives, and our daughters let us give to them. Only herein will the men consent to us to dwell with us, to become one people, if we circumcise to us every male, even as they are circumcised. Their herds and their subsistence, and all their beasts shall they not be ours. Only we must consent to them, that they may dwell with us. And they hearkened unto Hamor, and unto Shechem his son, even all that were going forth out of the gate of the city. And every male was circumcised, all that were going forth out of the gate of the city. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were in pain, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took each man his sword, and came in unto the city boldly, and slew every male. Hamor also and Shechem his son slew they with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of the house of Shechem, and came forth. And the sons of Jacob came in unto the slain, and plundered the city, because they had defiled their sister. Their flocks and their herds and their asses, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field they took, and all the wealth, and all the little ones, and their women took they captive, and seized his plunder, even all that was in the houses. Then said Jacob unto Simon and unto Levi, Ye have troubled me by making me odious among them that dwell in the land, among the Canaanites and among the Perizzites. I, having only men that may be counted, they will gather themselves together against me and smite me. I shall be destroyed, both I and my house. And they said, As with a harlot was he to deal with our sister. This is the word of the Lord.